Hey guys, welcome back. It's another video for you. And remember I was talking about mice in my basement? They were coming in. Well, this is where they come in. This is a power vent for my furnace. And pretty much what it is it's just a big blower that sucks the exhaust from my furnace and discharges it out through the bottom here. The advantage to having something like this is you don't have to have a chimney for your furnace. The disadvantage is the motor can go bad and stuff on it. As for the mice getting in, you could have the same problem with a regular chimney where the pipe goes through. So what I'm going to do is I'm actually going to take this assembly apart. I've done it once before because I actually had to replace the motor in this. And I'm going to take it apart and I'm going to seal the area where the mice are coming in, because last night I was down in my basement and doing some work, and I hear a sound and I hear some scurrying on metal, and I turn around and this little mouse bastard is looking at me from the sill of my basement just by the power vent. And yeah, that was pretty frustrating because they're coming in literally probably just to eat the poison. So I mean, he came in right through here. There's other places in my house where I have holes, like where my furnace fill is for my oil and my electrical and stuff like that, and those are all sealed really well. But this here, I only was able to I was trying to seal it from the inside of the house. I was only able to fill it in with silicone, like on most of the area, but he managed to get through anyways. This is what I'm using is a high temperature silicone. Alright, so I'm going to get this going, and I'm going to just pause it here. Okay, I removed the screws to this cover here. I just want to show you the inside of it because I think you'll think it's interesting. This actually happened last time I worked on this before. So you ready for it? Here it goes. Oh, look at that. See all those wasp nests inside of there? They love it in there. But fortunately, they're all dead. Alright, so just going to knock this out. So what I replaced actually was this motor last time. And so I'm going to be taking this all apart again. And I sealed this off with seal in here. And I'm just a little bit annoyed now because actually it wasn't the motor, it was actually the squirrel cage inside assembly. The motor was good. The squirrel cage actually had rotted away. So, let's see here, do I have the right size? That's definitely not it. I don't think that is either. That's it right there. I don't even know, yeah, I can do that. This is a real pain. I don't want to be doing this. Oh, but it's got to be done. Can't have mice coming in my house. But I really don't want to be messing with this because it's probably going to fall apart while I do it. But it's going to fall apart. It's the best time to have it fall apart is in the middle of the summer, not in the winter time. Or the late fall, I suppose. Well, that one's on there good. Looks like I'm going to have to get myself, let's see here, 7/16. Yeah, I loosened the screws on this, and so it's time to pull the actual power vent apart. I've already started to pull, I already pulled it apart. There's the squirrel cage. I actually had to replace this on this because it had completely disintegrated on me before. And you can see it's not in the best of shape here right now on this metal part. I've actually, to put this in, I had to put this screw in because the original bolt that was there had actually just completely disintegrated. These are in okay shape. I actually, I keep saying actually, but I painted this over with black high temperature paint. And my only concern now is just getting this thing apart without breaking it too much. So let's see what I can do here. I don't even remember how I got this thing off. Alright, so I'm not going to record all this. Okay guys, so I'm a little bit frustrated here because, yeah, this is not going to come out very easily without destroying the whole thing. And right now it's together, but if I start pulling it out, I'm going to have to replace this entire assembly, which is not something I want to do. So I'm going to have to come up with another means of sealing this off, but I can't get to it from here. I'd have to pull all this flashing off around the outside here. I was hoping this would just come out, but it's not, so it's going to be a real pain, and I'll probably break it, and I don't want to have to, I mean, there's special stuff inside here, like the back pressure sensor on it, and it's functional, but if I pull it apart I'm going to break it, so I don't really want to break it. So I'm going to stop what I'm doing. I'm going to reassemble this, and I'm going to look on the inside of the house and see if there's some way I can seal this off and keep the rodents from coming in. Just is an interesting point here. On the ground, right underneath this, I don't know if it fell out when I pulled it out, but can you see it? Yeah, that's a deer mouse. These are what are called field mice, and you can tell because they're have like a tawny colored coat, and then they're white on the bottom. Look, he's got crap coming out of him. Yeah, he looks like he just died recently. Might have been the one that I was looking at last night. I yelled at him to see if I could scare him to death, which you can do sometimes with mice. You can kill him just by fear. I did that once by just picking a mouse up in my old apartment I had. Yeah, so the point here is that... Get rid of this guy. Well, I mean, the poison's working. I just don't want him going in the house and dying and stinking it up. I mean, but I did mention the hantavirus. So, yeah, it's a little bit annoying. I just got to find a new place. You have to come up with a new way of sealing it off. I was thinking about using steel wool on the inside. I'm just worried about the temperatures involved. But I think that is my next best option. I'm just going to stuff the area where they come in with steel wool real tightly and see if that works. Yeah, so that's it right there, guys. I'm just going to put this back together and come up with something else. I'll definitely show you what it is when I do. Okay, guys, I got it back together. I'm going to try to take this approach back from the other side again. So that's it on the outside. Okay, guys, now I'm inside my basement, and I'm showing you the place where the mice are coming in. You see I've put heat-resistant silicone there. That larger piece of pipe is where the squirrel cage is, when we pulled it out from the other side. It's really hard to kind of seal that off very well, and I feel as though I'm missing some stuff. So what I'm going to be doing here, oh, and you see this gray material? That is, that's to prevent a fire. It's like a drywall that's, or actually it's concrete wall or cement wall or what you want to call it. And that's there to protect from heat, but obviously you see that they didn't put any on the sill area. So here's my basement sill right here. This is my basement wall, and here is the chimney, if you want to call it that, for my furnace. The dampener here, and here's my furnace down here. Okay. And so what I want to do is I want to take this. I'm going to shove some steel wool up in that area, and the thing is it's not really any good place to. It's not going to stay in there very well. We want to keep the mice out, so I'm going to shove the steel wool up in there, and then I'm going to put some steel. Everything you want to make sure is metal here, and even then, I'm a little anxious about putting steel wool up in there because it will burn under indirect flame. But again, this is not directly, in the flame of the furnace, and you see that there's, I don't know, it should be okay. If my house burns down, then this is my fault. But yeah. So that's what I'm going to do, and then I'm going to put screening in there, and make sure you don't use fiberglass screening if you're doing something like this. Make sure you use steel screening. Besides, a mouse could just eat right through fiberglass screening like it wasn't there. So, and rats will just go through it anyways, but a rat wouldn't fit through these cracks. So, and not that I have a rat problem, but yeah, field mice, this should stop them, hopefully. I've sealed off other places in the basement. And you see here I've got there's a tray of poison. I put these around the sill of my basement, and they will eat it, and they will die. But again, they'll end up, what they'll do is they'll crawl up inside of this stuff here and die up in there, because one of the symptoms of them when they die is they get cold. Now that's not what kills them, they just feel cold. And so they crawl, it's actually other things that kill them. But if you're looking for when this died, it's good to look in a place that's warm. So either in some place that they can curl up in and get warm, or some place that they can actually get heat from. So like, by your furnace, near your furnace, somewhere like that. All right, I'm going to come around here. I'm going to show you something else. Okay, I don't have a light over here, but this is my fill pipes for my oil tank. And up in there, I've filled that with spray foam insulation, and that's really easy to seal off because you don't have to worry about heat there. So I was able to seal it off really well. Again, I have a spigot outside there, and I've sealed that off as well. And then my 200 amp service coming into the house there as well that I've sealed with spray foam insulation. That works really well. That keeps them out, and you know they could chew through it, but they haven't yet. So that's worked. And before, they were coming through where my fill was for my oil. That's when it's colder out. I think that I really wouldn't have a problem with the mice coming in. I didn't really have a problem with mice coming in the wintertime because my furnace was running. It would have been too hot for them to even go through it. So, I mean, could be on or off, but I think it would scare them off enough that they wouldn't try to go through. So anyway, so yeah, that's what I'm going to be doing. Similar, but I can't use spray foam because that would be in a high heat situation. So there's no high heat spray insulation. Okay, so now I filled this area in quite tightly packed with steel wool. Just look at this side as well. And the next step now is to install the screening that I got to put up in here. And the important part is I got it way up on the top part there and tucked it in. Now, if what they say is true about mice not wanting to go near steel wool, this should keep the mice out of my house, at least in this area. Okay, I turned the light on my phone, which I'm using to record this, and you can see the spray foam insulation up in there, and up in there. So that's what's keeping the mice out of my basement in this area, where there's these areas where things are coming into the house. Okay, so now I've put the screen material in, and I've stapled this all up in there using my trusty old-fashioned Swingline Model 200, which is an upholstery stapler. And you'll see these little aluminum pieces right here. That's actually aluminum tape, and all it is just aluminum with an adhesive on it. It's meant for stuff kind of like this. Let's just hope it's not flammable. I'm going to do a little test. I'm going to use my my heat gun, the one out of my not my regular heat gun, but the one I can control the temperature. My what you call it, rework station that I have, hot air rework station. So I've gone around and I've just taped around this entire area here where I had to cut to make sure that there's no gaps. And I've gone through as thoroughly as I can. I've got 3 spots. I've got the back pressure sensor line for the power vent. This is will tell if there's back pressure, and when there's a call for the furnace to come on, it won't let the furnace turn on unless the fan for the power vent is actually kicked on first. So if the power vent goes bad, my furnace shuts down or won't even turn on. Okay, so then the other one is the power line to the power vent, which is right there, and obviously the last one is the chimney running out to the power vent. And I've got that sealed pretty good, and a little bit on those corners where I really couldn't get very good staples in there. And the rest of it is sealed right up to the edge there. I haven't trimmed that out. I don't know if I need to. So, there we go. Okay guys, I got a piece of this tape here as a little experiment. Let's just get an idea of what temperature thing can take. I'm going to max this out. So 842 degrees. Now paper spontaneously combusts at 450 something degrees, something like that. So I'm just going to put this. This is the adhesives. Oop, I should put it so you can see it. There we go. So I can see it's already, the adhesive's starting to smoke up a little bit. Let's see if it catches fire though. This is 842 degrees. So I think we're doing good. We've got the smoke coming off, but other than that, we're not seeing any. See if you can see the smoke better. Not catching fire, which is the important part. And I gotta say that I really think my furnace is not this hot on the outside. Sure, on the inside of it, but not on the chimney. Alright, so let's turn this down. I want to leave this thing running at this temperature. Take it down to 470 degrees. 670. Alright. So that's it.